After I posted the last two Player's Choice videos, I got a lot of questions on Player's Choice and Extreme Mustang Makeover and Mustangs, so I'm just going to answer a couple questions that I had on YouTube. And so the first person asked, how do the Extreme Mustang Makeovers differ from Mustang Magic competitions? For the Extreme Mustang Makeover, you apply and then get accepted, and then you pick up your random draw, and then pretty much it's the same training period for both of them. For Mustang Magic, you have to have made top 10 in an Extreme Mustang Makeover competition to then be invited, apply, and then get selected through that. So Mustang Magic is a little bit more selective. That's pretty much the only difference, is you have to be invited to Mustang Magic. You can't just openly apply. What did 101 go for? The one that I thought might sell high. 101 went for either $3,500 or $2,300, I can't remember, and that one was not the high seller. When will you get her, and do you have to pick her up? Where is she at? You have till next August. No. Well, kind of. Yes. I'll get her September 13th or 14th. I do have to pick her up. I'm going to be getting her from Oklahoma, I believe Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. I don't know, I can't remember where she is right now. I do not have until next August, so I pick up September 13th. I pick up September 13th, and then the makeover is January, I believe, 22nd or 23rd to the 25th. I don't name my Mustangs until I have them, so I do not have a name for her, and I have no ideas yet either. I will not keep her. She will be available for auction following the makeover. Again, I don't know what I'll name her, and I think my second choice would have been either 135 or 112. The price I bid does not determine a reserve price, so honestly, if the horse sells for $300 at the makeover, then I've lost quite a bit. I'm not even paying for the horse. I don't own the horse. Pretty much I'm paying for the right to train the horse for the makeover period. Why didn't you like Lot 7's neck? What did you find wrong with it? I don't know. It looked like it had some sort of an injury. It was very stretched out and long, and that one just didn't hold its head or neck right. And if I am correct, that one went to the pool. I don't think anyone ended up bidding on that one. It could have had a possible injury, or it just could have been how it was built, but I really didn't like the neck on that horse. Do you regret not choosing someone else? That'll be hard to say until I pick the horse up and know how she is, but no, I'm really happy with my pick right now. No, I don't have any problems with the makeover industry currently. I think it's a great program, and it helps get Mustangs out of holding, and it gives trainers a platform to kind of showcase their abilities, and it helps get Mustangs into good homes. What happened to the horses that didn't sell in the auction? Trainers adopted them to be tip horses, or they go back up for adoption. Trainers got them from the pool for $200. Trainers adopted them as tip Mustangs to tip out. They go back up for adoption at the next event, or they go out to long-term holding, which is like a huge pasture, and they get fed and they get to live their lives out fat and happy. So that's what happens to the ones that didn't sell. Will you explain what the money train looks like? What happens to the bid money? Is there prize money? And then what happens to the money paid for the horse at the end? Come here. We're not doing Spanish walk right now. The bid money goes to Mustang Heritage Foundation / BLM, or it goes back into prize money. I'm honestly not sure exactly where that money goes. It either goes, he's doing his Spanish walk to the side right now. He's annoyed the attention isn't on him. So the bid money either goes back into the program, or it becomes prize money for the Texas makeover. Is there prize money? Yes, there's prize money. And then what happens to the money paid for the horse at the end? The money paid for the horse at the end. So if my horse goes for $4,200, I get $2,000. So it's pretty much whatever you get minus $200, then half of that. So like I said, $4,200, I would get $2,000. What do you plan to do with your Mustang? I plan to train her for the Extreme Mustang Makeover to be a safe Mustang for the family that gets her after the auction. How do you think it's going to be training her? Hopefully it's going to be really fun. Some parts will be challenging. I don't know. I think it'll be like training all of the other ones. It's hard to tell how it's going to be training her until I have her and can kind of see what she's like in person. Why did you choose this Mustang and not another one? Well, she was really early on in the bidding, so if I held out for later ones, they may have gone way too much out of my price range, or I could have lost the bid on them. So I chose her because she was early on and she was a safe bet to bid on early, and if not, I could have bid on one later because she was 11th to go. She looks like she's pretty level-headed and that she'll be really good in a show environment. Again, I might be completely wrong, but just based on the video, she looked really level-headed. What was my max budget for the challenge? I don't know. I didn't want to spend as much as I did, which luckily she wasn't like the highest seller or on the super high end. She was kind of in the middle. All of the nice ones, all the trainers have very similar tastes apparently because we all wanted the same Mustangs. Are you happy with the Mustang you got? The black mare that sold for $6,000, any idea why she went so much? People really liked her movement and her suspension, and they thought she would be a good dressage horse, which maybe she will be, but for me the horse was just very tense the entire time. And in my opinion, that movement is just going to die out as soon as the horse quiets down. I wasn't interested in her because I don't think that movement is going to last. I may be wrong though, so. If you want to know what I look for in a horse, go watch my first video of this series. I kind of explain in there what I'm looking for. Do they do this in Illinois or Wisconsin? Yes, actually, there was just a Midwest Horse Fair Tip Challenge this April in Wisconsin. They come up with the makeover schedule for the next year in October, so if you're looking to do an Extreme Mustang Makeover, be on the lookout for that in October. What does HMA stand for? It stands for Herd Management Area, and it's pretty much the area that the horse was gathered from. No, this is not a longer training period than most. All of the Extreme Mustang Makeovers are about 120 days. Someone's wondering if my mare is in foal. I got this question a few times. No, she's not in foal. I did email them and asked, and she was gathered in 2018 in fall, so if she was in foal, she would be having the baby this month, and I do not believe she's in full. Where can people buy the trained horses at the end of the competition? Is that by auction too? Yes, so at the end of the competition, people can buy the horses at the competition, and it is by auction. Usually in Fort Worth, they break it into two auctions. The first is for the Mustangs that didn't make the top 10, and the second is right after the finals and the awards for the top 10. I chose lot 11/tag 1885 because I really loved her quiet demeanor and temperament. And she also reminds me a little bit of this guy, and this is pretty much the horse that I would dream to have had for an Extreme Mustang Makeover. Of course, he was my youth Mustang, but I would have loved to have him for an adult one. He would have been really fun to train. So she reminded me a little bit of him, so I'm hoping that's true. She's also kind of from my favorite HMA besides his, but his is kind of a rare HMA that doesn't exist anymore, but she is actually from Evie's HMA, and Evie was an amazing little filly. I would have liked a really tall one, but you know, I'm happy with her height. She's probably about 14 or 14.1. She isn't too young, so I can kind of push her a little bit harder. You know, when they're like 3 years old, they still have a lot of maturing to do, and mentally and physically, so there's kind of a limit to how much you can like throw at them and how hard you can push them. But she is 5 years old, so that's young enough where she shouldn't be too set in her wild ways, but also old enough where I can push her a little bit more and start asking for some more difficult maneuvers. Of course, if we get that far, I don't know. Something about her, I just really like her. Pretty much the minute I saw her video, I knew that she definitely was one of my top 5. Like the first time I saw her video, there's just her energy. She's not running around crazy, freaking out all over the place. She's very calm. She walks like literally 50% of her video, which a lot of the Mustangs didn't walk. Do you see how cute he looks right now? Okay, sorry. Which most of the Mustangs didn't even walk. A lot of them were cantering the whole time or going into fences, and she looked curious and interested, and I really liked the energy that she gave off. In the frame. Thank you. Back up. It's so close. Can you just fall asleep right here? You're supposed to be helpful. Thanks. I know! You're getting bored. I'm sorry. Trying to eat my boot right now. Lynx, you're such a camera hog. Back up. Back up. Back up. Boy! You're supposed to be part of this video. just breathing into my ear. Rude. Yeah. So those went to the pool, and then trainers either adopted those for $200 and then still are competing with them. People adopted them to be tip horses, or they go back up. Stop. Or they go back up for. Don't bug me again. Something I've wondered for the longest time, though, is after you've completed your Don't! Back up! Lynx! 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 Boy! My horse is leaving. Back up! Back up! Back up. You're so weird. Stop poking me! You dropped the treat, you dingus! Stop Spanish walking on me! I'm sorry. You look so horrible from this angle.
You're so weird.